So I only briefly followed this, but I did catch a few instances of woke is ruining our video games and woke is now USAID somehow. This post, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, did numbers. This person the quote tweet says, "You guys are genuinely so fucking pathetic. It's quite literally just video games." And let's see what they're quote tweeting. Asmongold hits the nail on the head about woke journalists. Quote, "I want these people to suffer because that's what they did to me. What goes around comes around, and we're coming. You should have just left my video games alone."
And I'll show you. Like, people think I'm fucking crazy. I'm not.
Famously, guy who says he's not crazy isn't crazy.
Look at this. People wonder are tax dollars used to promote wokeness in video games? Answer is yes. USAID paid Politico millions of dollars a year to write pieces like this one, which promotes diversity and describes Gamergate as disinformation and harassment campaign. So this is the thing, guys.
I wonder why the federal government has an interest in caring about things like Gamergate. I wonder, I'm sure Gamergate had nothing to do with Trump's original run for presidency. Oh, what's that? What's that? I'm getting word that that was Roger Stone's whole fucking playbook? Oh my fucking god. How Stop the Steal grew its digital playbook from Occupy and Gamergate. Steeped in the irony and dark humor of the Chans, it was a glimpse into the future of meme warfare, they write, adding that Paul's backers modeled an internet campaign that showed how otherwise fringe voices could finesse a movement from the wires to the weeds. Written by 3 leading disinfo scholars from the Shorenstein Center, the book traces how the meme warriors of past cultural skirmishes, like Alex Jones and Roger Stone, refined their digital playbook for years leading up to January 6th, the attack on the Capitol. Don't forget Steve Bannon. The meme warriors of the past decade were not initially fighting for a common goal like Stop the Steal. Their grievances were quite specific in most cases, though their solutions were not. They added, it took all of the events in this book, all of the meme wars, to turn the brewing insurgency in America into an actual insurgency. The meme wars of the decade leading up to 2021 created movements, burnished the bona fides of movement leaders, entrenched ideologies, drafted new believers, and changed the landscape of the media ecosystem. Book examines how former President Donald Trump emboldened those, quote, meme warriors and drew support from their once fringe networks, laying the groundwork for Stop the Steal, for the Stop the Steal movement, falsely claiming rampant election fraud in 2020. Well, like, if you knew anything, like literally, if you understand or know anything about Steve Bannon or Roger Stone, you know that they saw the effectiveness of Gamergate era propaganda, aka just make shit up, run with it, and just consistently goalpost and pretend like you don't care about anything ever. And then it's all jokes. If you run these strategies over and over and over again, you will win. Well, we weren't actually talking about stealing the election. We weren't actually talking about storming the Capitol. We were only sort of talking about it. Oh, that's not what I meant. Well, that wasn't what our intended goal was. Well, it's just a joke. We're just joking about it. Which is why you had people showing up. And this is the primary difference and why everybody laughed when they were like, this is Antifa that stormed the Capitol. Antifa members would never go anywhere without a full mask and goggles. You fucking morons. Are you kidding me? And they definitely would not be live streaming it. Be like, hey, this is Adam John Smith from Tennessee. My address is 124 Moore Park Street. Anyways, please follow me for more. Here I am storming the Capitol because it's going to be really funny. An Antifa member would not do that. They would not fucking do that. Like, it's so absurd. But why did people do that? Why did people storm the Capitol while live streaming it? It's because they bought into the nonsense of 4chan. Now, the key factor here that's important is when you get a bunch of normies, for a lack of better words, convinced that internet rules apply in the real world, you end up with what happened on January 6th. Because the internet people, the people who like roam 4chan, those people don't leave their house. Those are people who are on the internet all the time and constantly can hide behind anonymity. That's why it was particularly effective. That's why people engaged in it. But if you can convince enough dumb voters, Republicans, that it's all fun and games and this isn't a crime, they will do it, but without the anonymity, which is exactly what happened. So actually, yes, us researching and better understanding Gamergate and better attempting to challenge or work against something like Gamergate is actually very important, considering it's what let Trump win and fucking start an insurrection. You can find Roger Stone talking about this. You can find Steve Bannon talking about this. It's insane to say that this is totally like a waste of money, that there's no use for this. Like, I don't understand.
I want these people to suffer because that's what they did to me.
You suffered. You suffered. How did you suffer, Asmongold? Please tell us all how your life is so difficult and you suffered.
I want to set an example. Get rid of these people. Put them like completely out of their jobs. Get rid of them. Make an example of them.
We're doing this meme again. We're doing it.
With the glass ceiling broken, all the oppressed groups shall prosper, especially the most oppressed group of all, gamers.
We're doing this meme. In 2025, we're doing this meme.
Hey, listen, this is what happens.
It is like, low-key, it's like golden era part 2 of gaming. Like, it's literally part 2 of the golden era of gaming. Like, we have had so many good games in the past, I would say, like, year or two. It's insane to be like, oh, my life is so difficult. Games are so woke now, and they're so bad. Are you kidding me, dude? Have you played any games recently?
Gamers rise up. What goes around? Yep, what goes around comes around. And we're coming.
Coming how? They're going to write a lot of messages, I guess. A lot of replies, I guess. How delusional do you have to be to think something like this? I mean, you don't. You just have to get paid a lot of money to say it.
Now it's the dark ages of gaming. Not because of DEI or whatever Asmon is saying, but because of the microtransactions and so many unfinished games being pushed out.
But I don't even know. I can't even think of the most recent like game that was pushed out that I wanted to play that was riddled with microtransactions and unfinished and was unfinished. Right? Like, I can't think. There hasn't been a game that I've been interested in recently. I feel like the dark era was like No Man's Sky. Is that what it's called? And like Cyberpunk. When it came out, I know Cyberpunk is decent now. Yeah, to be fair, Civ 7 I've heard is not doing well. It's not doing well. I haven't played it yet, so I don't know what exactly is wrong with it. But I heard that it's not finished. I don't think there's microtransactions in Civ from what I understand. Unless there is. Unless there is. Oh, it has a DLC? Okay. All right. Have you played a Ubisoft game recently? I don't play Ubisoft games. Okay, their games are so dog shit. Okay, let's just be real. Let's just be real. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it, okay? And I also do think that this is more of a function of like PC games. Like not computer games, okay? Not console games, PC games. Not politically correct. You play Stalker 2? I wasn't interested. I heard that the game was really buggy on release, but I wasn't really interested in that game. Semperfi, thank you for the gift sub. I'm getting the new Assassin's Creed because the chuds are upset over a black guy being in it. I think it's really funny how many instances I've seen of like, oh, they literally don't care at all about the environment, and it's showing like something that doesn't make sense for the time period. Like, I think that there were sakura trees in bloom, and then also some fruits or vegetables or something that don't make sense for the season. It's like, this is where you're drawing the line in Assassin's Creed games, really? This is breaking your immersion. How do you do anything? How do you consume any media? Do you get really mad when you go watch like Mission Impossible? Are you just like pissed the entire time? Like what? Like what? I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a boomer, but I feel like we should judge games based on how fun they are to play. That's how I judge all the games I play. Did I have fun when I played it? Yes, it's a good game. Was it really janky and boring and not really enjoyable? Then I don't think it was a very good game. I don't understand why you're judging a game by any other metrics ever. These are extra things that add insult to injury. Yeah, but in this instance, what? Time period, fruits not being lore accurate is the insult. What's the injury? They're drama tourists. They move on to something else if they can't make clicks or an issue about it. It's just it's so bizarre to me. I just don't get it. I just don't get why anyone would ever care. Also, from what I understand, the fruit actually was time accurate. I don't know. I don't care enough about dumb shit. Like, actually, you know what? Tomato is a fruit, not a vegetable. I'm not a fucking loser, dude. Is the game fun? Okay, I'm gonna like it. Is it boring? I'm not gonna like it. I don't understand why we're caring about all this inane nonsense. How was the combat? Was the combat fun? The reason I didn't play fucking Dragon Age, and I am a huge Dragon Age simp. Dragon Age Origins, obviously, has my heart. But the recent one, Veilguard. The reason I didn't play Veilguard was because I thought the combat looked like shit. I don't give a fuck about all this other shit. I'm sorry. The combat looks boring. I didn't play it because the combat looks boring. The truth comes out, okay? The truth comes out. In Japan, games are treated differently. It was promised to be true, but not difficult. It was not difficult culture, so please keep that in mind. Wait, what? Keep what in mind? A friend of mine that I've had for a decade, she's my Dragon Age friend, actually. We became friends and bonded over our love for Dragon Age. And then we remained friends for a decade after that. And anytime that there's like a Dragon Age game or announcement or similar game, we'll like talk to each other for the first time in years. And we'll be like, dude, are you playing this? Yeah. Okay, cool. And she told me that she played it. And she said that the dialogue is bad for like the first 10, 20 hours. And the rest of it is pretty good. I haven't played it, so I can't comment on it. So I don't know. But I want good combat. I want good combat. I want good combat. That's what maybe I'm just like a loser and that's what I care about the most and that's bad, but also like, I don't know. Dragon Age games have kind of always been bad. Like, I'm sorry, Dragon Age 2? It's not a good game. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't a good game. And I feel like all the games, other than Origins, Inquisition also wasn't a great game. I still enjoyed it, but I don't think it was great. Like, all the romance options felt okay. I feel like I got robbed a little because I feel like Cassandra has the best romance option, but you can only romance her if you played a dude, which I didn't play. And the combat was so boring. They fucking neutered mages, which was dumb. I'm not going to get too deep into the specifics, but TLDR, in the Dragon Age universe, mages are so OP that they literally fucking lock them up. They're like a terror. And then they neuter the mages, so if you play a mage, you just do no fucking damage. It's like, what? This doesn't even fit in lore. This is stupid. And that pisses me off. That breaks my immersion. But mostly, honestly, to be quite fair, it's just that I like playing mages and they made mages dog shit, which was annoying. Because, yeah, and I care a lot more about that. One mage could end the world in the first one, yeah. And then you play mages in Inquisition and you're like, this sucks. I guess I'll just play a fucking warrior since this class is broken. Moving on. Yeah. People got really mad about this tweet. People got really mad about this tweet. Sorry, my English is bad. The game was said to be historically accurate, but was not. And because of that, Japanese games are mad. You mean gamers? But I don't think that they have been mad. They made up stuff for the MC, not what the MC really did. And yeah, but like they've done that for every Assassin's Creed game. What? Every doesn't like Leonardo da Vinci fucking open some fucking cube or some shit? Doesn't he time travel or some shit? Isn't that every game? The MCs and the side characters are doing unbelievably historically inaccurate shit all the time. He literally flies with okay, listen, guys. For the last time, this is just my opinion, okay? I'm a purist on games, and I just think a game should be fun. I think that's the only metric which a game should be judged by. How fun it is to play. How much fun did you have when you played that game? I think if you're focused on anything else, you've like lost the plot. I think you've genuinely lost the plot. Like a good example, Tarkov. I don't give a fuck about the realism. It's not fun to play. That's coming from someone who went through the trouble of getting Kappa on one of the wipes. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun dying to a fucking scav on shoreline and you don't know where they're shooting you from because the audio is so shit and the visuals are so shit. Just if you're not gonna fix this shit, just give me an indicator on where the shots are coming from. Just give me a fucking indicator. Like, if you're not gonna fix the audio, you're not gonna fix the visuals, and everything is gonna be impossible to see, just come on, man. Come on. I don't want to play this shit. Anyways, man, it's really sad how Asmongold's channel has just become like talking poorly about politics. Like, literally, 90% of the content I feel like I see on his channel nowadays is just stuff about politics and President Trump. And when he does make videos about video games, you know, the thing that he originally started doing, they just don't get any views. Like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is crazy. 270K views. Anti-Trump protests have taken over Los Angeles. 1.1 million views. So I tried Sworn. 172K views. It's like, man. When I say gets no views, I mean relative to his other views. I'm trying to find like the section that this stream is from, or this clip is from. Ah, here it is. I found it. If you think I'm platforming Asmongold by putting a video on his stream, and I have like 10 times less, or sorry, he has 10 times my viewership, and I'm spending my stream shitting on the video, I don't think you know what the word platforming means. I don't think you know.
It actually fucking happened. The crazy, stupid conspiracy theory turned out to be true.
Well, you can imagine when you suddenly in your inbox find a termination notice or a leave of absence notice that you didn't expect to get on a flawed predicate that you're doing radical leftist insubordination. It's pretty jarring. And because there's so many lies and falsehoods circulating, and so many claims that people are sort of not with the program, I think people are just completely dislocated. There's no stable ground on which to walk. And then, of course, most of them have been laid off, so they're worried about how they're going to pay the bills and how they're going to make rent.
That's what happens when you get fired.
Why did my history teacher platform Hitler when we read Anne Frank? Yeah.
That is the most striking and, for me, inspiring, if not
Dude, but this is literally what it is to be a conservative commentator. You don't actually have to make any arguments for anything. You just have to agree by saying, yeah, yep, yeah, mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. You just have to do that and then make appeals to things people already believe in. Like just make appeals to common sense, right? That's it. Like, I'm sorry, you can trans? Yeah, I'll just become a cat tomorrow. And that's it. That's all you have to do. That's it. You did your job as a conservative, what is it called? Commentator. Appeals to common sense is bad? I mean, yeah. You should make an argument for why you're right. Not just say, I'm right. It's literally just this just makes sense. Oh, this chatter got like destroyed. What the? Oh, no, I spelled it wrong. Okay, never mind. Thought their account got destroyed, but this one. Don't you do the same? Unfortunately, no. Are you kidding me? I wish I could do this. Unfortunately, no. When I have to talk about trans people, I have to be like, hey, here's all this medical research showing the brain scans of trans men being the same as cis men when talking about this topic, or talking about this or this. Oh, no. Well, here's all this evidence showing that after taking HRT, this whole argue about muscle mass seems to sort of be meaningless because you can remedy all of the muscle mass. Oh, well, what about bone density? Well, here's this study showing bone density is higher in some women than it is in men, and they don't outperform men in the same sport. And bone density is not the end-all be-all for whether or not someone can outperform somebody else. You actually, unfortunately, or I, unfortunately, have to sit there and fucking pull this stupid shit up and be like, no, this is not right. You're just making an appeal because that's the easy thing to do. No, actually, that's not right because blah, 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 which is just so boring and dumb. Like, it's so infuriating that I didn't become a conservative because it's so much easier to be a conservative. Oh my God, it's so much easier. Just blame all the minorities. Okay? Say that you're right and say that the other people are crazy. And that's it. And you're done. And then just be like, it's third grade biology. And even though that's a stupid argument, you can just keep doing that.
Surprising, having worked there for 4 years.
She can do DoorDash.
Is that, the people who work at USAID did not come to work at USAID for the money. The civil servants.
Why is it so boring and dumb of you to support what you're arguing for? One, conservatives don't have to, which is just the annoying part that I didn't mention. Two, it's boring to read studies on stream. That's why. I have to read these studies off stream. I have to find them, source them, and then I have to be able to pull them up on a moment's notice and then read them. And people don't exactly think reading studies is particularly fun. Well, the sample size of this study was blah, 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 so you know that it's a good study. And as you can see here, they didn't survey them. They did brain scans on them. So it's not impartial data, or sorry, it is impartial data. And so like, that's not exactly fun and engaging and exciting. It's kind of boring to do that. And it's dumb because what the fuck? Why do we have to explain all our points? But Republicans just get to just say what they feel like saying. And conservatives are like, yeah, I agree with that already. That's fucking stupid. That's bullshit, man.
The foreign servants, the contractors, they came to USAID because they wanted to make a difference in the world. Because
that's the problem. Yep, that's the problem. See that? Yep, see, you figured it out.
Oh my God.
That's it. Learn the code, yeah.
They saw
Does he think that this woman is going to struggle to find a job? I don't understand.
America's interests as tied up with the interests of people, vulnerable people around the world.
That's right. That's exactly why you're fired. You're going to be working in DoorDash. That's it. Working on DoorDash on welfare. Thank God. Taking our tax money, giving it to...
Working on DoorDash on welfare. Does he not know that he's like friendly firing half his audience?
random ass fucking countries so they can do drag shows. See ya. See ya. Too bad. Have fun.
And so even as they're struggling to figure out how to make rent, all of a sudden,
Yep.
they're most struggling with the fear that so many millions of people who relied on us as a country, on USAID as an agency, but on them as individuals.
Yeah, we fired them and we don't give a fuck about those people. Get them out. That's it. I love how people like this. I wonder if
It's so sad because like not half his chat, but I've seen a lot of chat messages in his chat that say something along the lines of, welcome to our world. And I think this is the primary problem I have with conservatives in America. It's very like crabs in a bucket mentality. Instead of rising tide lifts all. I know I don't know why my camera's doing this. I'm sorry. You guys are gonna have to deal with it because I don't feel like fixing it. Instead of considering a world where everyone can work together to make a better world for all of us, it's, well, my life sucks, so everybody else's life should suck too. I don't understand why. Just because I'm suffering doesn't mean I want other people to suffer. Like, just because I paid back my student loans doesn't mean I want every single other person to have to pay back theirs.
Isn't he living with his mom living off handouts from Chatters? Doesn't that make him a literal walking welfare king?
I don't know about the mom thing, but it is really funny. I will say, to be a streamer is to be an e-beggar. To talk about handouts when you are a streamer is so insane. It's crazy to me to do that. That's
if they realize that this is like porn for people that voted for Trump. Do they know that?
Guy who's definitely not addicted to porn. This is exactly like porn for Trump voters.
Like, this is the best case scenario. Yeah, like, this is like, how many of you guys watch this and you're like, yeah, and then oh, everybody, you're sad, and then there's all the people that don't have, oh wow, yeah. This is like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm so happy to watch these videos. I hate these parasites. Get them the fuck out. Absolutely. No sympathy here. Fucking zero from me. Absolutely. It's cathartic, yes. These guys are posting their own L's.
How crazy do you have to be to hear a woman talking about how a lot of people are going to lose their jobs and these jobs actually had importance, and then say, you're posting your own L?
That those individuals out in the world have no place to turn.
That's
and
right.
Indeed, they're showing up and finding health clinics shuttered and soup kitchens closed, and advisors who were helping governments renegotiate debt with China, those advisors, now taken off the books.
That's right.
So just the wreckage in the world is what the USAID staff that I'm in touch with are carrying with them. That's what's keeping them up at night, as much as the question of, what am I going to do tomorrow? And, how do I take care of my family?
God, bro, I've never seen a bigger W. See ya, bitch. Go work at DoorDash. Go do Uber Eats. Go work at McDonald's. Put the fries in the bag. Like, thank God.
Again, do you really think that this woman is going to be working as a dasher?
Get the fuck out of here. What a waste of everybody's fucking money. What a complete waste of literally billions.
I like how we know that USAID funding has been put towards actually important things. Yes, I know that my camera's fucking up. I'm not spending 30 minutes of stream fixing it, guys. Like, this woman, the tweet says, Samantha Power, who was in charge of USAID, has been fired. She isn't very happy about it. Play the world's smallest violin for her. You know what you're cheering on for?
Trump has 5 children with 3 different women, lives in government-funded housing, and has warrants. And they call us welfare queens.
You're cheering about this. Abandoned in the middle of clinical trials because of a Trump order. The stop work order on USAID funded research has left thousands of people with experimental drugs and devices in their body with no access to monitoring or care. Asanda received a startling phone call last Thursday with orders to make her way to a health clinic in I'm going to mispronounce this, Lindilela, South Africa, where she was participating in a research study that was testing a new device to prevent pregnancy and HIV infection. The trial is shutting down. A nurse told her the device, a silicone ring inserted into her vagina, needed to be removed right away. When she arrived at the clinic, she learned why. The U.S. Agency for International Development, which funded the study and had withdrawn financial support and had issued a stop work order to organizations around the globe that received its money. The abrupt move followed an executive order by President Trump freezing all foreign aid for at least 90 days. Since then, the Trump administration has taken steps to dismantle this agency entirely. Her trial is one of dozens that have been abruptly frozen, leaving people around the world with experimental drugs and medical products in their bodies, cut off from the researchers who were monitoring them and generating waves of suspicion and fear. This is good. Like, this is what you're cheering on. See ya. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck you, lady who was in charge of this. Yeah, go work at DoorDash. This is why China is destroying America, by the way. This is why China has been able to develop surgery that helps slow and stop and reverse the progress of Alzheimer's in patients. And the US has done absolutely nothing of value in the past, like, decade. Like, remotely as beneficial as even just the initial trials in China. Why are you acting like all they did was good? Can you show me the clip where I said that? Can you, chatter? Can you? Here, chatter, I'll explain it in the simplest words. Some of the food that you eat is junk food that's bad for you. So until we figure out what's the bad food, you don't get any more food forever. Until we figure it out. It's almost like this should be done methodically, and we should go in piece by piece to find and cut the bloat. Camera's glitching. I know. I'm not spending 30 minutes fixing it. Instead of, cutting all funding for everything, that's fucking stupid. That's unbelievably stupid. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life, dude. Can you imagine your job? Like the job you work at, whatever job you work at, if you guys are working. And your boss is like, hey, we think some of you that we hired don't work hard enough, so we're firing all of you. We'll call you back when we figure out who was doing something important. That's so fucking stupid. That's so stupid. In fact, it's so stupid that when Elon when Elon did it with X, with Twitter, his website started breaking. Videos stopped playing. Posts stopped refreshing. People couldn't, at one point, text posts were like bugged. And then he had to hire most of the staff back. And he's like, guys, anyone want to come back? Does anyone want to come back, guys? We need staff. We need staff. We need staff. It's still broken, yeah.
Billions of dollars, bro. Billions of dollars wasted on these retards. You're wrong, especially about her. If you're in charge of this shit and you're okaying different types of advocacy.
Yes, I think she personally is okaying all of these things. Yes.
Programs for social issues across the world. You are using my tax money in a way that I will vote against. That's really just that simple. So you might not like that.
Bitch, you didn't even know Trump was going to do any of this shit. Oh my God. Stop, 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 stop. Be real, okay?
You might think, oh, well, that's mean to say, but fuck that. Fuck that. I don't care. You're right. You are right, especially about her. Yeah, exactly. She's the one in charge. Yeah, exactly. And I love how a millionaire is for Trump. You think I give a fuck about that? I don't care about the taxes part. That's not even the point. It's not about a millionaire Trump. Oh, wow, Trump's going to cut my taxes. I hope he raises my taxes. That way we can put people like this back in mental institutions and we can solve the problem and people won't have to worry about it anymore. So, yeah, no, I hope that's what happens. Thank God. To deal with these people. This is insane. And this is what they do. And you can see that the moral capital that these people had for so many years has dried up. It's
You didn't know who this woman was yesterday. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, the moral capital? You didn't know who this woman was. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. No.
They always go when they try to make these arguments about like, oh, we're helping people. People are afraid. It's emotional blackmail. And I think people are just fucking fed up and tired of it. It appeals to emotion. I'm sick of somebody trying to make me feel sorry for them. Suck my fucking dick. I don't care. Get the fuck out of here. It's embarrassing. Yeah, it's so much useless money out of your pocket. You don't even know how to do good. Exactly. Yes. It's totally fucking true, man. Easy to help people when you're using somebody else's money. Exactly, man. No one feels sorry for her, to be honest. I definitely don't. I'll tell you that. So yeah, it's that simple. And click on Alex Jones' stream. He's not doing anything. He's just doing some bullshit. Like there's nothing else going on. I'm sick of people emotionally guilting me. Yeah, exactly.
I'm sick of people emotionally guilting me.
Why do you have to be so harsh? I get your point, but why do you have to be rough like this? The reason why I have to be rough like this is because these people will be just this rough to you if you try to oppose them. These are the people who tried.
Great argument. Really good. Yes. The woman who gets on and says, yeah, this is like a terrible day. A lot of us have lost our jobs and like this is really bad. And a lot of funding for really important clinical trials has been stopped. A lot of aid that was very important has been stopped. Yeah, I fucking hate this person. Go get a fucking job. Go get a fucking real job. Go get a... As a streamer, by the way. You're treating her the way that she treats you? What? Where in this clip did she say, fuck, what? I don't know, white men, what? Straight gamers, like what? When did she say that?
To systematically disenfranchise you.
Yeah, this woman is going to be just as harsh to you, the person working to help others.
Tried to smear you, that tried to turn you into an enemy, that tried to turn your own fan bases against you. They funded websites that published fake and false and misleading information in order to slander gamers. These people are the ones.
I'm sure he's going to get to a point that makes sense, guys. Surely, okay.
That were responsible for it. Look right here, and I'll show you. Like, people think I'm fucking crazy. I'm not. Look at this. People wonder our tax dollars used to promote wokeness in video games. Answer is yes. USAID paid Politico millions of dollars a year to write pieces like this one, which promotes diversity and describes Gamergate as disinformation and harassment campaign.
Except one, the funding to Politico doesn't guarantee where that money is going. Huh? It's like a fundamental misunderstanding of how government funding works. Because it wasn't funding them and telling them what to report on. They were paying for subscriptions the way that anyone pays for the subscriptions. USAID, you know how like when you go to college or you go to school or you go to your job and your company that you work at or the school that you go to has already paid subscriptions to Microsoft for Excel? So you don't have to personally buy Excel. That's what they were doing. they had purchased subscriptions for the people that work there and want the people to stay informed. There's also, they will not find a source, by the way, showing that there was an investigation that Politico was paid X amount of dollars by USAID to publish specifically stories about X, Y, and Z. It's so bizarre because if you want to talk about like journalism being totally fucking trash, just point at the fact that what, Jeff Bezos owns Washington Post, that Fox News owns like a billion different companies, media companies. Just point at that one clip where all of the news reporters are saying the same script on a bunch of different local channels. Like this, you don't need to get conspiratorial about this. You can just point at the real instances where, yeah, manufactured consent is real. Yeah, Sinclair Media fucking sucks. Oops, I just dropped some trash into my keyboard. Like, I don't understand why make shit up. Why fucking tinfoil? Also, Gamergate was a harassment campaign. What are you talking about? Huh? Whether you agree or disagree with her, Anita Sarkeesian got unbelievable levels of harassment long before what they quote is the reason for their harassing, for the reason they harassed her. They claim that the reason they harassed her is because she had a Kickstarter for something that didn't come out. They harassed her a long time before that. For a very long time before that. Like, are we in the same world right now? Like, are we in the same universe? They harassed her initially because she made really mild video game analysis. And her argument was, well, if you consider video games to be an art, art can be critiqued.
Pain. So this is the thing, guys. I want these people to suffer because that's what they did to me. I want to set an example. Get rid of these. I
don't even understand. How did Gamergate make you suffer?
People, put them like completely out of their...
How did news articles about Gamergate make you suffer?
Their jobs.
I don't. How?
Get rid of them.
How?
Make an example of them. Say, listen, this is what happens. Gamers rise up. What goes around? Yep, what goes around comes around. And we're coming. I'll tell you that. Cry more? We don't need to anymore. That's for them. So, yeah. Hold them accountable? Absolutely. Watching you is like a breath of fresh air. No, I know. There's a lot of people. Trump's about to sign more orders. I'll look at that in a minute. I'll see if I can pull it up. And now it's their turn to cry. No, I'm sure it is. But I'll see if I can watch this and see if anything crazy happens. But I'm not sure if it will. Yeah, nothing yet. But soon Trump signs another order. Holy fuck, man. And anyway, yeah, no, I hate these people. I think they're parasites. And I will do whatever is in my power to make things worse for them however I can.
You don't do anything. You just... What? What? Oh my god, dude. I fucking hate streamers who have like the mental illness of thinking that they're like really important. Please never think that I have ever thought of myself as being really important. I am literally just some random lady that talks about things on the internet. That's all I am. Just like that's all this guy is. And I don't know why he's LARPing and pretending to be anything else. Stop LARPing, man. Okay, stop. You have a Coke IV drip and eat exclusively things that look like they belong in some type of ancient museum. Like, I don't... Come on, man. Come on.
Because I feel like in the last 10 years...
If you had to be a roommate with Asmon for 2 years or Ethan Klein for 1, who are you picking? Okay, I think that one's easy, though. I think it's obviously Ethan Klein, because Ethan Klein is always too busy sitting in his basement making videos that nobody cares about, and he hires housekeeping. So then you have to deal with the, oh, no.
I've lived under the tyranny of people like this, not only under websites that have rules that make these people feel good, but also under video games that they try to censor and change and then
Do you think this woman is censoring your video games? Are you stupid? I don't understand. What do you think is happening? You think Samantha Power personally made sure to censor your video game? What video game got censored? Please tell me. Oh my God.
demonize me for complaining about it. And I am absolute. I want to let you guys know, like, I am a revenge enjoyer. I am. I love it. And I'll go all the way. I'll go all the way.
Going all the way for you is like just being mean to them on the internet. That's not going all the way. What?
And so he's right. That's it.
Revenge is like carefully plotting someone's downfall. Huh? Stop lying, dude. You don't have the dedication to actually implement any form of revenge. Please. You're making the rest of us look bad.
And so we're going to keep
He's
doing
a hero. You just don't get it.
it. We're going to keep doing it. It's a vendetta. No, it is. I have a vendetta against these people. I hate these fucking people. I fucking hate them. And so, yeah, I'm glad to see this happening. And I hope that they just keep pushing for it. And I will keep pushing for it as hard as I can. And that's it. They took the shit that I love and fucking destroyed it. They did. Exactly.
I'm glad you're pushing super hard for it. I'm sure that Donald Trump personally saw you wanted humanitarian aid workers to not receive aid.
The same, to be honest, make them suffer. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, no calls to violence. It goes without saying, right? But like, I just want these people out of their position and totally discredited. But yeah. Remember telling everyone this was coming back in 2016, the shit they did to Peterson? Yeah, exactly. The whole Politico thing is misleading. Nah, it's bullshit. You really think that they're paying for all this other shit and they're not trying to push this too? Nah. Nah.
I actually genuinely feel bad. I genuinely feel bad for anyone who gets their political commentary from Asmongold, the guy who is saying that video games are being destroyed because of Samantha Power's involvement in USAID. I'm so sorry if that's your news network. I don't even know what else to say about that. That's the worst part about the recent Asmongold shift is he's lost a lot of the normal people in his audience. Like a lot of the people that used to watch him play WoW, and correctly now, when they try and talk about it, they just get banned from his subreddit or from his what is it called? Stream or whatever. But video games are worse now just because of capitalism. Profit incentive ruins games. Why do you think there are microtransactions in your game? You think the microtransactions are to help black people? Are you fucking stupid? They're there to make money, you idiot, you moron. That's why it's there. And anything that a video game company is doing is the same as any other company, to make money. That's why it's there. Trying to widen the net of people who are willing to play video games after women in insane numbers chose to play Candy Crush. Video game developers realized a lot of people are very willing to play video games if they are marketed to them. So they decided to expand their horizons and market more games to women because women have the same type of dollars that men have. That's it. That's the only reason games, sorry, second puberty. That's the only reason games have become more woke and diverse. It's just to get more money from more people. That's it. If you think that it's anything else, you're a fucking idiot. Like, I don't know how to tell you this. You're an idiot. You don't live in the real world. In the real world, okay, most people consider women to be people. I know that maybe some of you don't, but they have money just like men do, and they want to buy fun games. That's why video games have also been marketed towards women. Because they want to make more money. It's not complicated. It's like, this is like so basic. This is so basic. And the sad thing is, Asmongold fans that think this literally don't have a home in his community anymore. Because it's all drowned out by people that are like, no, this is obviously Sweet Baby Ink's doing. What? Huh? That's also something Asmongold says. Everything a gaming company does is for money. What's your point? My point, which I made it already, is that his community has become like a cesspool of people who unironically think that games are worse because of woke DEI now. And it's never been that. It's always been corporate greed that has ruined every single fucking market. Just like gaming. If you think it's anything else, you're just an idiot. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You're an idiot. You fell for the propaganda. You did it. Gender-wise, it doesn't make sense to include LGBT stuff in games. I feel like that is not what he is trying to say. It's more about LGBTQ stuff. Did you miss the entire section that he talked about? Is it Red something? The game that recently came out that had a bald woman in it? Was at a recent trailer. I'm blanking on the name because I don't really play those type of games. Naughty Dog game? Was it Naughty Dog? Intergalactic? His primary reaction to that was, I'm not going to play a game that doesn't have sexy women in it. Oh my God, dude. I love these chatters. One second, chat. We got a lot of pets. All right. I make sure to pet all of my pets, okay? I make sure to give love and attention to every pet. Mixing up Redfall and Intergalactic. Sorry, Intergalactic. Yeah, people were pissed, and then they started comparing Stellar Blade's Eve to the Naughty Dog chick and said, I wonder which one will sell more or something like that. And it's like, what? First of all, the game hasn't even come out yet. Second, this is the argument that you are making, that the games are becoming more woke because the women aren't just sexy eye candy exclusively for you, which makes them more appealing to more people. The microtransactions are there because game prices haven't gone up, but inflation has. It still sucks, but it's there because they're afraid to raise core product prices. First of all, this isn't true. Game prices have gone up. As someone who's been buying video games for like 2 decades, closer to 1 decade because I only had money recently, games have gotten more expensive. They just have. I'm sorry. Okay. 2, Civ 7 is $80. Yeah. 2, there's a lot of stuff that they don't have to pay money for anymore. The fact that everything is like a digital release now. That's a lot of money saved on having to manufacture all of those, like, I don't know if you call them CDs, DVDs, whatever the fuck, physical releases, package them, ship them to storefronts, have to pay a little bit more because obviously maintaining a brick and mortar store is expensive, having to pay for storage of these things, disc, yeah, whatever you would call it. Like, the games are like cheaper to push out, if that makes sense, because you don't have to care about physical media at all. It's all digital now? Yeah. Okay, but answer this guy's last message. If Trump's boobs were bigger, we'd have socialism. I think corporate greed isn't really an answer to the real questions. Why are the boobs smaller? If anything, greed should make them bigger. That said, it's still not wokeness. Okay, you can only think this if you think that only men play video games. The thing is, like, here, I'll draw like a little picture for you, okay? All right, excuse this, right? Here is like this is 2 pie charts, men and women. All right. Let's say this is the percentage of men who will only buy a game if the female characters have F cups. What did I like? I don't know. What does this look like? 15% or something? All right. And then this is the percentage of men who are willing to buy a game that has a female character with less than F cups. Do you see how it makes more sense to appeal to these people? I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, but you can just make the F cups and these people will buy it. Well, what if we said that this is the percentage of women that are willing to buy a game that has F cups? And this is the one that will buy it if the women aren't obscene sex objects. Who cares if you miss out on this group of men when it can be made up by this group of women? Like, there's like play testing. They have periods where they bring people in and play the game and ask them, would you buy this game? It's okay if you lose out on one group of customers because the women just aren't sexy enough, if it means you get to make up that money 3 times over because a bunch of women are willing to now play the game. Because it doesn't just look like a weird game for dudes. Also, I don't understand. Are people just jerking off to these games? I don't get it. I don't play these games to be horny. I know, right? Just go watch porn. I don't understand. I mean, I've said it before. I'm a gaming purist. I'm going to play a game that's fun, and I'm not going to play games that are not fun. That's all I care about. I don't care about anything else. I'm willing to deal with everything else. As long as the game is fun, I'm willing to deal with it. But what's weird is, like, men see the cup size, or one particular group of men, male gamers, will see like the cup size of a female character shrink. A good example, I think, is like Tomb Raider. And they assume it's to target male gamers because they hate their audience, because they can't imagine that they want to make a game that also appeals to women. It's like, I'm sorry, dude. The percentage of dudes that care that Lara Croft's boobs aren't big enough is too small to care about. That's why game companies don't care about you anymore. Your market segment isn't important enough. There are enough normal men that will play the game even if she only has C cup titties. Like, this is so, like, I don't understand. Like, this seems so obvious. All 40K of them are in Asmon's chat every day. Oh, I didn't mean to refresh this. Fuck, sorry. I don't remember what timestamp we were at. Just downloaded just downloaded Civ 7 and there aren't any boobs in it. Fuck you, woke. Anywho, yeah, this is like, it just, I can't believe people fall for such obvious propaganda that they think that games are bad now because woke, when it's so obviously not that. And anyone who's actually played games, anyone who's actually not a fucking tourist, knows that it's because gaming companies just don't put enough effort and work and love into their games anymore. It's why I can't stop simping for Marvel Rivals, dude. How is it that this game launched free, all the characters are free, the only thing that you have to pay for is skins and battle passes for cosmetics and only cosmetics? It launched with an amazing practice range that Overwatch still doesn't have, by the way. There's a shooting ground where you can pick whichever character and practice, and you can change your hero without having to go to fucking spawn. Like, the practice range alone is huge. It has replays on release. It has spectating on release. It has custom lobbies on release. I don't know what, like, how did they do this? How? No, there's a practice range in Overwatch? Yeah, but you can't. Well, maybe now. I'm not sure. I don't play that shithole game anymore. But when it released, and I think for a very long time after, you couldn't change the bots to anything. Like, you had to go to a custom lobby and put like a bunch of Anabots to practice shooting smaller targets. The bots in the training lobby are ginormous. It's not that hard to hit them. You don't really practice your aim. They're like dumb robots that walk in a straight line back and forth that have giant hitboxes. You have to open a custom lobby. Guess what? You don't have to do that in fucking Marvel Rivals. You can go to the training ground. There's an area specifically for it. You can pick who you want to shoot at. You can pick how far distant that you want them to be, how fast they move, and you can pick your character. It's just a better game. It's literally a better game. And it has nothing to do with woke. Literally, it has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. Oh my God. In addition to that, why would anyone want to cater to these misogynistic, transphobic gooners? If I were a dev, I'd add a new gender for every negative groper stream review my shit got. Well, the bigger problem, I would say, is that appealing to that group of people sucks because they hate everything. Like, they just bitch and moan and whine about literally everything. Whereas, like, normal gamers don't. Like, have you guys met people who play a lot of Pokemon, for example? Pokemon players are some of the most normal people you will ever meet. I didn't really play Pokemon growing up, so I didn't really know. But when you meet them, like, they're very, like, well-adjusted people. They just really like Pokemon. Like, they're very normal people. They have normal criticisms of a game. When that one Pokemon game came out that was really buggy, they got upset at it in a reasonable way. They were like, well, this sucks. What the fuck? I want to play a game that runs smooth. What? But like greasy gamers, like the greasy groiper gamers, they're not normal. They just start doxing the developers. They don't like something and then they just dox the developers. Like, oh my God, why would you ever appeal to those people? You should not want to appeal to those people. Smash players and Pokemon fans are all LOL. I agree with you on the Smash players thing. Specifically, I think it should be reserved for Smash Pro players. Pokemon fans, are you okay? You're misunderstanding something important. Pokemon fans want to be children. They don't like children, which is why none of them ever have any children. They just want to go back to being children. Okay? Again, Smash Pro players, you're right. there's way too there are too many pedophiles in that community. There's so many. Oh my god. Okay. All right. If there's any group that's overrepresented in the Pokemon community, it's furries. It's furries. Which, like, I mean, okay, I guess. I'm not a furry, but like, I don't know. I don't. I mean, I guess. If you want to be one, I guess. Fuck. I thought this was like a funny, like, chatter who was doing like a funny bit, like a funny S bit. And I see the lol. You like to globalize groups of people, I see. Do you mean generalize? Mayorworm. Mayorworm. Aye. Get globalized, idiot. Oh, a mayorworm. You leave him alone. He's the smartest person in his town. Oh, the mayorworm. And then I eat you. Tasty. Only a little nibble. Only a little nibble. All right, back to the video.
Yes, USA.
Where were we? I think we're around here.
Not only under websites that have rules that make these people feel good, but also under video games that they try to censor and change and then demonize me for complaining about it. And I am absolute. I want to let you guys know, like, I am a revenge enjoyer. I am. I love it. And I'll go all the way. I'll go all the way. And so he's right. That's it. And so we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. It's a vendetta. No, it is. I have a vendetta against these people. I hate these fucking people. I fucking hate them. And so, yeah, I'm glad to see this happening. And I hope that they just keep pushing for it.
Sorry, this chatter. You like to globalize groups of people. Fake laughed. Hee hee hee. Dude, you got to stop typing. You have to stop typing, okay? To use a word incorrectly as badly as you did, stop. You should have unfollowed and left, okay, dude? Everybody knows you're a fucking moron and you're still typing in here. Dude, stop. 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 Oh my God. Have a little bit of self-respect. Just a little.
And I will keep pushing forward as hard as I can. And that's it. They took the shit that I love and fucking destroyed it. They did. Exactly. And Sam, to be honest, make them suffer. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, no calls to violence. It goes without saying, right? But, like, I just want these people out of their position and totally discredited. But, yeah. Remember telling everyone this was coming back in 2016, the shit they did to Peterson? Yeah, exactly. The whole Politico thing is misleading. Nah, it's bullshit. You really think that they're paying for all this other shit and they're not trying to push this too? Nah.
I like how this is like pure conjecture and nonsense, and he just doesn't care, and like most of his audience doesn't care either. Like someone in his chat correctly pointed out that it was that they were paying for a Politico subscription. And he said, oh, you think just because they paid for a subscription service, they wouldn't also be funding what the news organization publishes? What? Huh? What? What are you talking about, man? Huh?
Common sense this is happening. Like, you're not going to try to, like, actually me on this.
Look, literally what I said. They just appeal to common sense. Oh my God. It's just more appeals to common sense. Oh, no, dude, no.
It's so obvious. No respect for him anymore. Well, I never had any, but now I have a way to exercise it. So yeah, they destroyed established franchises. Like I was sitting, the thing is that, and I never understood the anti-revenge moral you have in film. I'm telling you, it doesn't fill you. What bullocks? Revenge doesn't solve must, yes, but boy, does it satisfy. I feel like revenge solves tons of problems.
This is the same guy who said, or sorry, on his YouTube channel, he's like, he has moral outrage about people wanting Trump voters to suffer.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like, that's not even true. And also, like, it's not even really about them. It's just about them trying to, you know, look for sympathy and shit. But yeah, it looks like, and this is also, look at this. This is crazy. We're also sending money. Look at this. This is nuts. How does this even happen?
Bro, talking about common sense, like he doesn't have rats in his walls. Yeah. It's so easy to be a reactionary, no research, no accountability. You can just lie, be stupid, doesn't have to be any analytical skills, never has to face any consequences if their fans, and if they do, their fans help them turn it into a W. Yeah. Yep, correct.